keep this here organized and go to the pancreas. All right. A lot of people not getting a notification. Facebook all outsmarting us. They're trying to outsmart us, you know. Facebook and ain't giving people a notification again.
No, it's serious.
Not telling you, Facebook, you have to start to give people notification about our teachings, you know. You stop give people notification, Facebook. That's not right. You know, people have to learn about their body and how to take care of the system and prevent diseases. And you're not giving people no notification. So start giving our people notification. We have 196,000 followers, 5,000 friends, and we get no notification. Something wrong, Facebook, man. Do better than that next time. All right? Because we want to teach our people how to prevent pancreatic cancer and thing, you know? Yes, sir. All right, son. Yeah, Facebook, I'm telling you, make sure you send our notification to our followers and our friends on Facebook. You're not doing it. You know what I mean? You're holding us back. In fact, you're trying to hold us back, but you can't. Don't try that. You know what I'm saying? Yes, son. Yeah. Good night, Sophie, my darling. How you doing? I love you. Yeah. You now got a notification? That's wonderful. Because they're trying to keep us from, keeping it real. Antoine, don't forget we're going to do a live together, brother, for our big seminar coming up in Atlanta in January. We go give us health and strength. Give thanks, you know. Yeah. Yeah, man. All right.
Yeah, we on.
Okay. Good night and give thanks and praise to the Most High Jehovah God, Yahweh Jehovah, the King of Kings and Lord of Lords. Yes. Now, I want you to have a pen and paper and write down everything. Yeah? Because we just saw a lady on Channel 1, pancreatic cancer. And pancreatic cancer is on the rise. I'm going to teach you how you can prevent diabetes. Don't get it. Although diabetes is a complex disease, it can be repaired. It can be reversed. Although it is a complex disease. Once you know how the pancreas works, what it does, what can make it malfunction, you will be able to take care of the pancreas, preventing diabetes. Because you're going to lose your limbs, you're going to lose your eyes, men going to lose their penis, you're going to lose your nerves, you're going to lose your kidney, and you're going to lose your heart. Because those are the complications that come with diabetes. Am I correct, brother?
Yes.
Right, so I want you to have a pen and paper and write for me. Come over here, sir. Dr. Sebastian.
Oh, shit.
Dr. Sebastian Peters, a well-known endocrinologist in Grenada. He taught me well. You know what I mean? And he's the best because you know what Dr. Sebastian Peters does? He goes and he refreshes regularly because there's always new things coming out in the medical system about the pancreas. And that's what I love about that brother. I rate him a lot than a lot of this endocrinologists they have out here saying they know about the endocrine system, you know? You understand? We're going to teach our people. You know, my way. Come over here, son. Now, come here. This gland, remember I said, don't forget I said before, I want you to follow after me. Say it after me. The pancreas is the most active gland in our digestive system. The pancreas. It is the most active gland in the digestive system. And he works together with this guy over here called the gallbladder because they share one duct. So if there is troubles in your gallbladder and you have gallstones, you might end up getting pancreatitis. So they end up removing your gallbladder. If you have sludge in your gallbladder, is a possibility you're going to have troubles in the pancreas. It become inflamed because they both share one duct. So we're going to come back to the stomach in a little while because the pancreas have a lot to do with this guy right here, and the pancreas have a lot to do with this guy right here, And the pancreas have a lot to do with this guy right here. And then the pancreas have a lot to do with this guy over here. Watch him here. See him? You see this guy right here called the pituitary gland? The pancreas depends on the pituitary for insulin production. So the pancreas is part of the endocrine system, but because he is tucked under the right lobe of your liver, he still depends on this guy called the pituitary gland for him to function well. The pancreas. The pancreas also depends on this guy called the adrenals for a signal that have to be sent into the liver to release wet sugar back into the blood. If this gland, adrenal glands that is, do not send a signal to the liver to release wet sugar back into the bloodstream, you get hypoglycemia and you pass out. Let's go over here, son. So let's go. You want to stay too long tonight, we're going to go fast because we're going on YouTube. What is the job of the pancreas? 1, your pancreas makes what? Pancreatic juices, or we call it enzymes. So the pancreas don't have much job to do, but it's very effective in what it does, though. So the first job of our pancreas is to make pancreatic juices we call enzymes. And the purpose of these enzymes is to break down our fats, our proteins, and our carbohydrates that we call sugar chains. Yeah? Next job of the pancreas. The pancreas produces chemical messengers. We call them hormones. And hormones always travel through the bloodstream. Enzymes is made in the pancreas, or digestive juices, but it goes and breaks down your protein, your starches, and your fat. But you see the hormones, they travel through the bloodstream to send messages. Follow me now. Right, hear this now. I am working for Macy's. Yeah? And Macy's sent me with a message to Ambrosia. Yeah? Macy's gave me a letter and says, Patrick, I want you to go to Ambrosia and give Ambrosia this envelope with the message there. I want you all to follow me because the body is very wise. God is great. Now, I leave Macy's and I'm riding my bike and I looking for Ambrosia, can't find Ambrosia, and I end up in the pharmacy across the street from Ambrosia, but the message not supposed to be sent to the pharmacy on the other side. The message supposed to be sent to Ambrosia. So the message get lost because I went to the wrong place to deliver that message. If the message is delivered in the wrong place, you will have troubles in the pancreas because the message get lost. Because hormones are what we call messengers, and they go to the bloodstream sending messages to different parts of the body. Follow me. That's why you're getting pancreatic cancer and pancreatitis and diabetes. So, the hormones that the pancreas produces travels through the bloodstream to send the right message so that the body could function better, especially in the digestive system. Follow me now. We go into the next page. These hormones, or we call messengers, they regulate our blood sugar levels, they regulate our appetite, and that's the reason why when you have pancreatic cancer, you lose your appetite, because the hormones in the pancreas cannot regulate your appetite, because now it is sick and you lose your appetite because these hormones that your pancreas produces regulate your blood sugar levels, it regulates your appetite, while also stimulating your stomach acid, telling the stomach when to empty its contents. You see, That's how the pancreas works. That's what I said before, that our pancreas is the most active gland in the digestive system. You see? And when we mess it up, we mess up the whole of the digestive system also. Yeah? Also, come over here, son. Our pancreas function in a pH, potential hydrogen, of 8.0 to 8.3. Alkaline. Because it produces alkaline enzymes. Now, when we eat a starch with a protein, they both the acid foods, yeah, and they cause a traffic jam in the stomach, you start changing your pH in your pancreatic secretion to 5.0 or even 4.5. It's going to work there, but you know what's going to happen? Come over here, son. It's going to burn up the enzyme function of the pancreas, and then you will get diabetes long term, or you going to get some pancreatitis, or long term is going to form a tumor in your pancreas, causing you to get pancreatic cancer long term. Why, Patrick, does? Because now the pH changes from alkaline to acidic, and then the enzyme function now is going on to produce enzyme inside the exocrine part of the pancreas, not the endocrine part, the exocrine part of the gland that produces enzyme. The enzyme are not being produced inside the exocrine part of the gland where it's not supposed to, and it causes your gland, the pancreas that is, to become inflamed, causing you to get pancreatitis, and long term you get pancreatic cancer. Yeah? I'm going to teach all you how to keep all your pancreas healthy and prevent diabetes. And if you do have diabetes, you could fix it, because you're going to have to go back and retrain your pancreas to function in a terrain of 8.0, 8.3, alkaline. Let's go again. So, second page, write it down for me, please. The hormones that our pancreas produces, messengers we call them, regulates the blood sugar levels, regulates our appetite, while stimulating stomach acid, telling our stomach when to empty the contents of the food that we eat. Our pancreas produces 7 or more ounces of our digestive juices with fuller enzymes every day. The pancreas does that. It is the most active gland in the digestive system. Our pancreas produces 7 or more ounces, more than a half an ounce at least, of our digestive juices called enzymes every day. The digestive juice is full of that enzymes, because we must use the enzymes to break down our starches, our proteins, and our fats. So the pancreas have to produce these ounces of digestive juices, which is full of enzymes, so you can break down all the food that you eat on a regular basis. And that is why you're getting diabetes. That is why you're getting pancreatic cancer, and that is the reason why you're getting pancreatitis. Let's go again. Enzyme number 1, lipase. This fat enzyme works with bile, which is produced in your liver. Remember we said before that the liver produces bile salts. Come over here, sir. Wonderful again. Wonderful. Remember we said before that the liver produces bile salts. And when the liver produces the bile salts, the liver have to, the bile salts have to take the fats that come from the food that we eat and turn these fats into droplets. When the bile salts turn our fat into droplets from the fattening food that we eat on a regular basis, the droplets goes to the gallbladder, and the gallbladder now start to emulsify the droplets because they're small enough to go through the villi. If the fats do not go through the villi properly, it goes to the other side. You get what we call lipomas. Let's go over here, son. Big fat around your back and your neck, all over the system. Now the enzyme work with bile. So lipase is a fat enzyme that work with bile produced by our liver. And little lipase, if not being produced in your pancreas, will make you have fat malabsorption. And once you cannot produce enough of the lipase from the pancreas, you will never be able to absorb vitamin E, vitamin A, vitamin K, and vitamin D, because they are all fat-soluble vitamins, and they must be taken together. All the fat-soluble vitamins, vitamin E, vitamin A, vitamin K, and vitamin D, must be taken together. But if this fat enzyme works with bile, that's produced by your liver, so little amount of this lipase will mean fat malabsorption of vitamin E, vitamin A, vitamin K, and vitamin D, and also you start to have trouble in your stool, in your colon. That's factual. Doctors doubt me now. Enzyme number 2, protease. Our protease breaks down protein while protecting our intestine from germ infestation like bacteria and yeast. This enzyme called protease breaks down protein while protecting our intestines from germ infestation like bacteria and yeast. If proteins are undigested in our stomach, because that's where protein digests now, you start getting allergies. If proteins are undigested, you start getting allergy. You can't eat nuts. You can't eat this. You can't eat that. You can't eat nothing because you are dealing with no amount of protease to break down your protein in the system. And that's why people have so much digestive troubles. And they want to take Pepto-Bismol and Tagamet. I don't fix them nothing, man. We're going to teach you how to fix them things, you know. Enzyme number 3, amylase. Amylase breaks down starches into sugar chains for energy, because sugar goes up and out. Don't forget I said before that sugar goes up and out. Salt goes down and in. Yeah? No amylase may cause diarrhea. So when you chew your foods, your saliva is the first part of the digestive system that breaks down your starches because it produces amylase. And when the starch foods get into the stomach over here, come over here, Sensor. When your starch food get into your stomach, your starch food can never stay in your stomach. Why, Patrick? Because the acid that your stomach produces kills the amylase that is produced in your saliva. So your pasta, your macaroni, your rice, and your potatoes, they can never digest here. They start the digestive process in the mouth, and when they reach over here, the amylase is being killed by the stomach acid, and then the stomach acid also produces mucus to protect the stomach lining from the same mucus or the same acid that the stomach produces. So the body must have a certain amount of mucus. So when the starch reach over here, he dies because the acid kills him, and he runs right in this guy right here, and then your pancreas now releases some more of the amylase, and the small intestines also produces a little bit more of the same amylase, the carbohydrate enzyme, and then it finishes the digestive process of your starches in your small intestines, while your pancreas also now is producing sodium bicarbonate to come inside the ileum of this organ here to change your pH from 6.5 to 7.5 so you don't get duodenum ulcers. There we go, my brother. That's why people are having so much trouble in the digestive system and getting pancreatitis and cancer. Follow me now. So amylase breaks down starches into sugar chain for energy. No amylase may cause diarrhea. So if you don't have enough amylase, You start to go to the bathroom, diarrhea, because you can't break it down. The body is wise, so the body is getting rid of all the excessive amount of waste of food particles that is not being broken down by your amylates. So you start getting diarrhea. So diarrhea is not a bad thing. Diarrhea is telling you that something is wrong. If you have diarrhea for a week, go see a doctor to see why you're having a diarrhea. Don't go to Patrick Dell, don't go to herbalist. Go to a doctor. Yeah? If you're having diarrhea for more than a week. But if there is not enough amylase, you start having diarrhea. Because the body is so wise. The body says, oh my goodness, I'm broken down foods, I'm going to move it out. And it chucks it out. The body is wise. God is great. And God made the body so perfect. Oh man, God is great. Jehovah God, you're the greatest, man. Woo! Job number 2 of the pancreas is to produce insulin. And insulin is a hormone. So this hormone that the pancreas produces in the endocrine part of the gland is made in the cells of the pancreas. The beta cells in the pancreas makes up at least 80% of our pancreatic hormone cells. Insulin. And in order for the pancreas to function with insulin properly, he must have a signal coming from the pituitary gland in the brain. Because the pituitary gland controls the pancreas. So insulin, which is produced in the endocrine part of the pancreas, is made in the cells of that gland. And the beta cells makes up 80% of our pancreatic hormone cells. So once you don't have insulin production, you get type 1 diabetes in children. We call it juvenile onset diabetes. Because there's no insulin being produced in the endocrine part of the pancreas. When you pass the age of 30 or 40, 50, and they diagnose you with diabetes, and they give you all these metformin and all these glyceride and all these drugs, and they say, you know what? You look as though you're not producing insulin. So they give you insulin now. You can shoot that from the pig. That's where it comes from. Yeah, let's go again. Job number 3. Glucagon. Alpha cells, we call them. Glucagon. These alpha cells make up 15% of cells in our pancreas that produces what, Patrick? That produces hormones. Glucagon, alpha cells, they make up 15% of the cells in our pancreas that produces hormones. And if there is a distraction, a problem in the pancreas, and these alpha cells cannot make up the cells in the pancreas to produce hormones, you get pancreatitis and you get pancreatic cancer from alcoholism and smoking of cigarettes. Yeah? Glucagon, these alpha cells, makes up 15 or more % of the cells in our pancreas that produces hormones. When our sugar goes low, glucagon raises the sugar. Why? Because the glucagon sends a signal to your liver coming from the adrenal glands to raise your sugar levels. The body's so wide, the body so sugar is too low. Oh my goodness. Glucagon say, liver. Because your liver stores sugar too. The most amazing organ in the body called the liver. It stores sugar. This guy right here, he stores sugar. He stores sugar. He stores vitamin A. He stores vitamin D. He stores vitamin K. Oh my goodness, this guy is serious. And the pancreas is tucked under him, and the gallbladder is tucked under him too. So once your sugar is low, the glucagon send a signal to this organ. And this organ say, okay, what do you want, glucagon? He said, release sugar in the blood because the person is hypoglycemia. There you go, brother. God is great. I want you all to give God all the glory, man. Don't give no man no glory now. Give Jehovah God all the glory. So once you have low sugar levels, glucagon send a signal to the liver, say, liver, release that sugar back in the blood. And the sugar, the liver starts to squeeze the sugar, squeeze it, the wet sugar, and the liver releases it back into the bloodstream. And your sugar goes back up. My goodness, man. Job number 4. Gastrin and amylin. Gastrin is made in the G cells in our stomach, and also this gastrin is also made in our stomach too. So gastrin is not only made in the pancreas, it is also made in our stomach. Yeah? The gastrin, it stimulates our stomach to make gastric acid so that you can break down your proteins. Amylin is made in the beta cells. The body's why. And helps to empty the stomach. This one is called amylin. Is made in the beta cells and controls the emptying of our stomach from food. So gastrin is made not only it's made in the G cells and in our stomach, but it's also made in the pancreas too. Yeah? And this gastrin, it stimulates our stomach to make gastric acid. So that's the reason why you're not supposed to eat a starch with a protein food. They're not good together. And then the amylin is made in our beta cells now. That's where cinnamon comes in, because cinnamon helps the beta cell to utilize your insulin properly. Yeah? And this amylin controls the emptying of our stomach from food. And that's why I said before that the pancreas is the most active gland in our digestive system. See right now, come here. Wonderful. We're going to look at some herbs for the pancreas now. Gymnia sylvestre, we call it sugar destroyer. It drops your sugar real fast. Now, it don't fix diabetes, but it drops your sugar level real fast. Gentian, another digestive bitter, one of the best herbs for diabetes. Gentian and Gymnia sylvestre. We call it sugar destroyer. It drops the sugar levels real fast. Cinnamon is a herb, is a spice that is abundant in Grenada. And this herb helps to utilize the insulin properly, or the beta cells properly. Because you need the beta cells that are being made by the pancreas. So although diabetes is a complex disease, it can be repaired. Wild yam. See this herb right here? Wild yam. This herb is so significant for people who have gallstones and who have gallbladder and liver congestion. Because once you have gallbladder and liver congestion, you're going to have troubles in the pancreas. But this guy right here, he prevents or treats you if you do have gallbladder and liver congestion. If you have gallbladder stones and it's causing contraction of the gallbladder and pain under the right breastbone, this guy gonna fix you up too. Yeah? If you have liver congestion and it's affecting the gallbladder because the gallbladder is tucked under the left lobe of your liver, he gonna fix you up too. Wild yam, don't forget the name, wild yam. Fenugreek, bitter melon, mugwort, and blessed thistle. Mark them down. And they write in ambrosia. Ambrosia, all of them. Ambrosia have over 5,000 herbs. So you can't go wrong. These herbs together with another herb called so-called Devil's Club, they will help the pancreas to normalize its function. These herbs will help the pancreas to normalize its function. Yeah? But also, you must go to the enzymes. And you must go to what? Over here, son. GTF chromium. If you want to fix diabetes. And you must go to alpha Alpha, ALPHA, lipoic acid. You must go there if you want to fix diabetes. And once you want to fix diabetes, come over here, son. Taking these herbs, you must go on a strict diet. Number one, come over here now, son. Oh, shit. Here you going. Here you going. Here you going. Wonderful. Let me teach you something today, right? Now, if you want to fix diabetes, or if you want to repair pancreatitis, or if you want to prevent pancreatic cancer, you must keep these guys here working together with the pancreas. So listen to me now. When you eat a starch and you eat a protein together, you are causing havoc in this pancreas. Yeah? Because when this protein comes into the stomach with a starch food, the protein have to digest first before the yam or the potato or the rice or the pasta can digest. They don't work together. And that's why you're still getting diabetes. Because once you eat the starch and the protein together and they get into the stomach, the starch will become idle because the starch food have to wait for the protein, which is your fish or your chicken or your oxtail or your turkey or your pork or your beef to digest first. So because chicken takes 7 hours in the stomach to digest, and because beef takes 18 hours to digest, and because fish takes 12 hours to digest, if you eat them with a piece of potato, the potato will linger for the same 12 hours or the same 7 hours that these protein foods take to digest. After the protein digests, your starch food is now moving, but he's so fermented already, he causing gases, but he moves, and he moves down here, but he moves undigested. And then he tries to finish the digestive process in the small intestines. The only problem is now the protein is still sitting inside here, while the starch is trying to finish the process of digestion, because now you're putting more strain on the pancreas. And then all of a sudden now, the pancreas start to have troubles because he now is being so bombarded with fermentation and acids that he start changing the pH in his secretion, causing the pH to change from an alkaline terrain into an acid terrain, and he start burning up your enzyme function, and then you cannot break down your starch food, you get diarrhea, you cannot break down your protein food. Eventually you start to have trouble with allergies because now you're eating the foods in wrong in combination. And then automatically, when the food stays here and the protein is still over there, he calls a traffic jam. And then he's so messed up. When he gets into this organ called the sewage system, which we call the large bowel, he starts sitting in here because he's so slow moving. He creates what we call slow transit time. And once you have slow transit time, you're going to have the food sitting in here, and you're going to cause ketol and formaldehyde, and then all this pH in here going to start to change around from 7.8 to 5.0 or to 6.5, and you're going to start to get colon cancer or polyps in the sigmoid colon, and they call it sigmoid carcinoma. You're going to start to get hemorrhoids down here. They call it what we call internal hemorrhoids, and you're going to start to have troubles all over here, and they call it diverticulitis. All because you have, come over here, son, the movement from here was slow because you combined your foods the wrong way. Now, if you eat a protein with a vegetable, vegetables are water soluble and they have minerals. So once you eat a protein with a vegetable, like a cucumber or a lettuce or a pork choy, yeah, the protein will take the exact time and he will move the exact time he have to be digested. and he moves quick. Because the protein, the vegetables have lots of minerals that buffers the system. And then the stomach, produces all these mucus to protect his lining from the same acid that he produces, so that you don't get gastric ulcers, and you don't get the H. pylori, and you don't get stomach cancer. You only get stomach cancer because you produce too much acid in him, and he don't have enough time to produce the mucus to protect himself, because you bombard him with acids. You bombard him with acid 3 times per day, from infancy to 30 and 40 years, eating the same way, eating and drinking at the same time, eating and going to sleep, eating. Oh, Jesus Christ, you're eating wrong. And then you kill this guy right here. You kill him long term, and you're trying to figure out why I get diabetes. And the doctor comes and says to you, do you have diabetes in your family? Yes, sir, your mother have it, your father have it, you're going to get it too. That's not true. You kill it. And then it kills you, because you made them take off your limbs. You lose your foot, you lose your toe, you lose your eyes, you get glaucoma, you get cataracts, you get heart troubles, because you mess him up. And you get kidney troubles, and you lose your kidney to him now, because you get diabetes. And because you can't control your sugar levels, because you like to eat too much sugars, you kill this organ, this gland, and you kill the kidney long term, because now the kidney don't function well. You got to go on dialysis. Too much sugar in the urine, too much protein in the urine. I will teach you all here. Sense it?
That's right.
So if you follow my program, I have a diabetic program. It's on my website, patrickdelvesHolisticHealing.com. It's one equals $1. You go download it if you have diabetes and follow it, and you're going to save yourself from getting diabetes, or you're going to prevent it. And number 2, you're going to repair it, and you will never get pancreatic cancer or pancreatitis, because I don't care what money the sister have. Steve Forbes, Steve Jobs.
Yeah.
He died from pancreatic cancer, and he was a billionaire. His money never saved him. So we have to keep our sister in thought from Channel 1. But she said, take the chemotherapy, the chemotherapy, showing the tumor. That's all good. What happened 2 years from now? After chemo gone? After chemo stopped? What happens to you after that? That's what we have to learn long term. After you take your chemotherapy or your radiation, which is a poison anyway, what happens to you 2 years after? Do you go back and do the same thing that caused you to have trouble in the pancreas in the first place? You can't go back. You must go forward. So I'm going to pray for her, keep her in my thoughts, but not because the chemo showing the tumor means 2 years from now, it will come back. So you have to teach our people. So you see that little gland right there called the pancreas? It does a lot of things. And if you don't take care of that little gland, man, he gonna mess you up. He gonna kill you. He gonna give you diabetes. And in Oklahoma, mostly all them Indian full of that. Mostly all them Indian in Trinidad full of diabetes. Mostly all them Indian in Grenada full of that. St. Lucia have the most diabetics in the Caribbean countries. Grenada is not far behind. And we have lots of people losing their limbs to diabetes, losing their eye to diabetes, losing their kidney to diabetes. My brother Beast, the police officer. Yeah? Lots of people losing their nerves. Yeah? Diabetic neuropathy, diabetic retinopathy. They're losing it. Because why? Because the medical shits him. Come over here, son. Because the medical shits him, did not teach you how to prevent a disease. And the medical shits him, or the medical system or shits him, did not teach you, yeah, how to repair your diabetes. They're waiting for you to get it, and until you go and then get kidney disease, and when you reach in stage 4 and you're pre-dialysis, they say, okay, we're going to put a port in your arm or in your goddamn neck, and then they're going to put you on dialysis, and you're going to be on that for the rest of your life, and you can't come off. Because why? You didn't have no discipline. You was too greedy. You like too much sugars. So when you going to fix your pancreas, you have to retrain it. You have to avoid using too much sugars. Leave sugar alone and retrain it and put it back where it's supposed to be in an alkaline terrain, and make sure that you function good in terms of putting the foods that have enzymes in the exocrine part of that gland, and make sure that your insulin production is adequate in the endocrine part of that gland, and only then with a pH of 8.0, 8.3 in your pancreas, as the only way you can prevent pancreatic cancer, pancreatitis, diabetes, and if you do have them, if you put it back in that terrain, you can repair it by going back to the digestive system. Blessed night, everybody. It's my last live tonight. The next live is going to be in Grenada. Give thanks. Come on. Yes, sir. Yeah. And don't forget St. Lucia. We are in St. Lucia on the 25th of November. Don't forget, we're going to put it up on the site. We are in St. Lucia on the 25th of November. So look out for me in St. Lucia. Don't forget, all right? Please. Nah. Huh? I didn't have the paper. I didn't have my next. Yeah. Okay. You could write it, man. Yeah, you can write it. All right, Roger. My brother Roger from Canada just left New York with a lot of the products, so you're going to have them. So you can give Roger a call, okay? Roger left today, back to Canada. So you can give Roger a call, 647-223-1837. Roger have all the products that you all want. He just left New York today and back to Canada. And he's starting to give our people all the stuff for the cold and flu, the calm mind, you know, the endocrine and nerve, the balance back immunity, antiviral. Roger have all of those. Brain. Yeah, so call Roger, 647-223-1837. He's back in Canada today. That's it. My brother. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, man.